Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We got some work to do now. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We need some help from you now.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday, and welcome to Stoney's Circle, powered by Betting News. Paul, you're right. It is snack time, baby. You know it. It's time for some snacks. It's time for some Scooby snacks. Scooby's actually not with me today. You can't see him behind me. I got Freddie with me. Freddie is on the floor in his bed. My other little pup with me. So I have a Freddie 5-piece for you. Actually, it was going to be a Freddie 4-piece, turned into a Freddie 5-piece. He was in the NBA lab, that's for sure. Scooby, actually, he went to work today, but did some lab work. So he texted me his pick. So we're going to have a little Scooby snack as well. I also got a couple of my best bets in the 2 NHL games tonight, along with an NHL SOG's parlay that I will be sharing with all of you today. Once again, this is Stoney's Circle, brought to you guys by Betting News. Thank you all for being here once again. Last week, we had our first ever community lay, the Mystery Machine lay, and it went 3 of 4. We were so close, but Karl Anthony Towns could not put the ball in the bucket enough for us. Shout out to Sandy. He's the man. I expect redemption from him at some point. But if there's enough you in here, if there's enough plays from the audience, we will be crafting up a second Mystery Machine leg for a little redemption. With that being said, guys, let's get right into it. We'll start on the ice with a couple of straight bets. And we will go to the first game of the evening, the Boston Bruins taking on the Florida Panthers. In this game, I am targeting a little player prop. I'll probably sound like a broken record because I have been playing him every single game of this series so far. It's Brad Marchand over his SOGs. Now, his line is finally juiced to the point where I can't play it straight. Over 2.5 is his normal line, and it is at like minus 170, minus 180, around there. So, you know, if you want to take that as a parlay piece, great. But I do like this 4+ SOGs look on FanDuel. Now, it is in regulation. Unfortunately, that is the way FanDuel is kind of covering their own ass here in these playoffs. But 4+ SOGs in reg for plus 142 on FanDuel. He's had 4 in 5 of 7 against Florida this season, including 3 out of these 4 playoff games. In the one game he didn't hit, he had 3 SOGs still. Now he's on the top. He's on the second line. He's not on the top power play, but he's arguably the first option on his line. He's playing with Coyle and Foligno, so he is going to be the one ripping puck on that line for the Bruins tonight. He's hit this in 3 of his last 4 at home, and he had 3 in that miss as well. At plus 142, I will take a chance with Mr. Brad Marchand. Like I said, he's had 4 in every game but one of these playoff games. And in that playoff game, he still had 3. So I like him to rip puck. Like I said, arguably the top option on his line. So I like him to get over. I like him to get 4+ SOGs in the regulation for us. Again, plus 142, taking a little chance here. Again, his regular line is 2.5. juiced, minus 170, minus 180. That would be a great parlay piece, and you do get the overtime cushion there. But yeah, Brad Marchand, 4 plus SOGs for us. We're going to come back to him later in one of my parlays this evening. But moving on to the later game, the Seattle Kraken versus the Colorado Avalanche. Now, I actually wrote about this game on Betting News. Go check it out on bettingnews.com or on Twitter at YourBettingNews. But this Kraken and Colorado game, I am a historic first period under guy. I like a nice little 20-minute sweat, get the juices flowing, root for some defense, no power plays, nice clean hockey. Not tonight. Tonight, I will be taking the first period over in this game at minus 118 on FanDuel. The Kraken are 49, 33, and 4 to the first period over this season. Colorado at home, they're 21, 18, and 4 to this first period over. This is hit in 4 of 7 matchups between these two teams this season, and it's hit in all 4 playoff games this series. We saw a 1-1 draw in Game 1. We saw a 2-0 Kraken lead after the first in Games 2 and 4, and then in Game 3 we saw a 2-1 Avalanche lead. So high-scoring first periods is what we've seen. In fact, there's been 9 goals combined in these first periods, and there's been 95 SOGs in these 4 first periods. That's 23.75 per period. So these teams are just absolutely ripping the puck, coming out aggressive, offensive, taking a ton of shots on net in these first periods. Seattle alone is averaging 13 plus SOGs in the first period this playoff series. And last game, we saw 29 SOGs in the first period of this game. Paul, I'm glad you like it. Let's ride it. It is a 20-minute sweat session, but it could be over quickly. It could be over quickly, whether you bet the over or the under. It's a little bit of a nerfy, a little longer, though, the whole first period. But 2 quick goals is all we need. I really think these teams, tied 2-2, I think they're going to come out again offensively and try to jump out to an early lead. I think we see at least 2 goals in this first period. I think we might see 3 or 4. But I will take the minus 118 on FanDuel. It is not very juiced at all to my liking, especially for hitting 4 of 4 times in this playoff series. So those are the 2 best bets that I've got for you in the 2 hockey games. Gatorade break. Thank you, whoever are doing that. Appreciate it. So let's see. Let's stay on the ice. And let's talk a little SOGs. So what I did was I actually took a 1 player from each team. So I did have to work around the sports books, same game parlay, combination restrictions to get this one in. But I found something I did like. This is all player props, all SOGs. And these are actually all in reg, unfortunately, because I did take this on FanDuel. These are all in regulation, so we all need these in 60 minutes. But for the Florida Panthers, I'll just go ahead and bring it up. I've got Matthew Tkachuk, 4 plus SOGs. Now, he's only hit this in 2 of 4 this series, but it's been these last 2 games, so he is heating up a little bit. Last game, he had 6 SOGs on 9 shot attempts. He's averaging 6.3 shot attempts against Boston this year. Their backs against the wall. These Panthers are facing elimination on the road, so I think Tkachuk is going to step up and rip the puck for us tonight. Next up for Boston in that same game, we got Bad Brad Marchand. We're only taking 3 plus in this parlay. Now he's hit this number 3 plus 4 of 4 in this playoff series, 6 of 7 against Florida on this year. In this series, he's had 11 SOGs on 25 shot attempts. The man's just playing different in the playoffs, so we will definitely take him to rip 3 tonight. In the later game on the Avalanche, we're taking JT Compher. We just need 2 plus from him in regulation. He's also hit this 4 of 4 games this series. He's hitting this number at 63% at home. The Avalanche are in Denver tonight, and he's hit this number in 5 straight against the Kraken. This one individually is very juiced. I mean, minus 215, minus 210. But as a parlay piece, we are going to take it and run with it. And then on the Kraken side of things, I've got Jaden Schwartz, 3+ SOGs in reg. He's hit this 3 of 4 this series. Last game, he had 11 SOGs, 11 SOGs on 16 shot attempts. The man was absolutely peppering the net. The Kraken alone, like I said, had 18 SOGs in the first period, and I think 40 plus overall. The Kraken, again, they want to win this game, go back to Seattle with a chance to clinch. So I like Jaden Schwartz to lead the charge there. What's up, somebody? How we doing, man? Thanks for being here, brother. I appreciate it. All right, so that is a little NHL SOG parlay for you. That pays plus 594 on FanDuel is what I booked it for. Again, Tkachuk 4+, Marchand 3+, Comfort 2+, and Schwartz 3+. Again, all in regulation, unfortunately, because we took that on FanDuel. Plus 594. We're taking a stab at it. One guy in each game. Let's go. Chef T, what's going on, man? Absolutely spamming the content. Absolutely spamming the spam in the comments. Paul, I do not believe you won yesterday. We actually had someone hit it exactly. Paul, you guessed. Oh, Paul, you had 17. Our winner guessed it exactly. It was 18 on the money. We did have someone guess that. We will be announcing that tomorrow on Afternoon Betspresso. So be back here tomorrow. Paul, I ruined it. It wasn't you, but you should be back here tomorrow with your chance to maybe win something else. But tomorrow, yes, giving away that hoodie, possibly another giveaway. I'm not totally sure. Sweatpant, Jesus in the house. What's going on, man? Good to have you here. We just talked a little NHL. I got my little NHL SOG lay on the board. And now it's time for all of your favorite. It's time for some NBA. Now, like I said, Scooby is not with me today. However, we do have a Scooby snack. Don't you worry. But I got my man Freddie here. He's on the floor. You can't really see him. But he got in his NBA bag today. All right. Let me tell you. And Freddie not only cooked up a 4-piece, but he cooked up a 5-piece goblet. And I'm going to give it to you and break it down for you. And we're going to talk about why it's going to hit tonight. Now, full transparency, this is a risk-free investment for me. All right. I bet $10 on this parlay. I am getting it back if it loses in the form of a free bet. All right. So, take that for what you will, but I'm going to break it down and I'm going to convince you why each one of these legs is going to hit. So let's start off the Freddie 5-piece. In the first game, the Cavaliers versus the Knicks. We're going with a pretty household name. We've got Jalen Brunson, over 5.5 assists. Now, he's hit this in 3 of 4 of the series, including the last 3. And he's also hit this in 5 of 8 on the season against the Cavaliers. He hits this at a percentage of 57% on the season and 61% on the road. Arguably a better passer on the road. He has hit this in 7 of his last 10 games, and he averages 6.1 assists on the season. He's also seen a minutes increase in each of the last games this series, constantly gone up in minutes. He averages 35 minutes against Cleveland, but this series he has played 36, 38, and 43 minutes the last 3 games, hitting this number in all 3. So I like Jalen Brunson to have 6 assists. We also lottoed this one up. I will talk about that later in the lotto leg. But that's the first leg. Jalen Brunson over 5.5 assists. This is priced anywhere from -120 to -130. So you can find it as a straight bet there. Moving on to the next game on the slate, the Lakers and the Grizzlies. We have the Grizzlies, and we're taking a guy that I just despised in college when he played for Duke. We're taking Luke Kennard over 1.5 threes. Now, this leg is priced about -125, -130, about the same. So he's only hit this in 2 of 4 this series. But he has hit this in 5 of 8 against the Lakers this year and 3 of 4 against the Lakers in Memphis. They're playing in Memphis tonight. He shoots better from 3 at home. He's hit this in 7 of his last 10 games. He has a game with 4, 5, 5, and 6 3-pointers. So the attempts are definitely there, and the long-term volume is as well. He's hit this in 21 of his last 30 games. That's nearly 70%, including an 8-game streak and a game with 10 threes in that stretch. The man can snipe it from outside. I know Sweatpants liked Ja Morant's points and assists. How about he has an assist or two? Teal Luke Kennard in the corner for 3. I should have done that left-handed. He's a little lefty. Lefty Luke Kennard. He also hits this number at 65% on the season, just 2 threes, and at 79% at home. Yes, 79% at home, and they're giving it to us for -125, -130, depending on your book. FanDuel's got it at -128 right now if you would like to go play that straight. I'm not sure about a lotto piece. I didn't necessarily look into it, but I absolutely love that price for this bet. Over 1.5 threes at -128, hitting 80% at home, 79% at home. That's insane. I think that's way too good of value to not take. So we got it in this leg, in this Freddie 5 piece. Next up in the next game, we've got the Milwaukee Bucks and the Miami Heat. We're taking a guy coming off of injury. We've got Duncan Robinson, over 2.5 threes. This leg about +133 on Caesars. Now, he's hit this in 2 of 2 that he's played in this series. He's only played in 2 games, both in Milwaukee. He sat out the next 2 in Miami, but he did hit it both in Game 1 and Game 2 in Milwaukee. Back in Milwaukee tonight. In those 2 games, he was 5 of 6 and 3 of 4 from deep. So 8 of 10 from 3 in 2 games this series. He played 23 and 30 minutes in those 2 games. So, coming off an injury, they were feeling him out. Clearly, the minutes there, he's feeling good. He's hit this in every game in his career against the Bucks where he's played 25-plus minutes. So I think if we just get to that hump, he's going to be able to shoot enough and make enough threes for us to get 3 tonight. And then in the late game, the Golden State Warriors versus the Sacramento Kings. We've got a popular guy, Domantas Sabonis, over 13.5 rebounds. What do you think? What do you think, somebody? Domantas Sabonis, over 13.5 rebounds. This one's priced about -105, -108 on Caesars. He's hit this in 5 of 7 against Golden State this season, and he's hit this in 6 of his last 9 against Golden State when he's played 30 minutes. A backs against the wall situation for the Kings at home. They're going to win this game. They're going to need to win this game. Sabonis is going to need to step up and get some boards for them today. So I like him to do it. The first thing I woke up to this morning was actually a Snapchat from my buddy saying Sabonis triple-double. So I looked into it a little bit. I don't know about the triple-double. But I did take the rebounds in this parlay, over 13.5 rebounds. Again, -105, -115-ish, wherever you can find it. Now, so to get this risk-free investment on the old Green Sportsbook, I had to make it an SGPX. It wouldn't just do a traditional parlay. I had to do some sort of same game in there. So Freddie cooked up you might be right, but I'm hoping he grabs 14 for us. We'll see if he's a little bitch inside tonight. But Domantas Sabonis rebounds, what we're going with. So to get this to a little SGPX, couldn't do a traditional parlay. Had to do some sort of same game system in there. So Mr. Freddie cooked this up, obviously got all 4 of those props in there. I told him, all right, you got to pick one winner. That's all you got to do, pick one winner. We're just going to take the money line. We laid out, 8 different treats, did a little bracket style, and we came with the Grizzlies. So the Grizzlies money line is also in that parlay. So that makes it the Freddie 5-piece. We got Jalen Brunson over 5.5 assists. We got the Grizzlies money line plus Luke Kennard over 1.5 threes. We've got Duncan Robinson over 2.5 threes. And we've got Domantas Sabonis over 13.5 boards at plus 1964. Let's go, Trizzy. Thank you for being here, brother. Grizzlies it is, apparently. Freddie liked the Grizzlies. We're going to roll with the Grizzlies. That is the Freddie 5-piece. Freddie down, napping behind me. Maybe he'll make a camera appearance later in the show. But that's what we got. So Jalen Brunson, 5.5 assists, minus 125. Duncan Robinson over 2.5 threes, plus 135. Sabonis over 13.5 rebounds, minus 105. And then Grizzlies money line plus Luke Kennard over 1.5 threes at plus 150 for a grand total of plus 1964. I've got 10 to win nearly 200 on it. Again, a risk-free investment. DraftKings will be giving me the free bet if that misses, but they won't because it's going to hit. So they will be paying me the big bucks. For Freddie, we'll ride. Let's do it. Why not? Why not? Just a little sprinkle. Do not go crazy on that. Obviously, nearly a plus 2,000 play. Don't go crazy. Just a little sprinkle. But I got Freddie here with me. But Scooby went to work and did do some lab work. He texted me about midday with a little Scooby snack of the day for you guys. Somebody, I'm interested to see how you feel about this one. This is the Scooby snack of the day. A little plus chicky, a little over 1.5 threes. He really likes that pick, Scooby does. But this is what we got. Pat Connaughton, over 1.5 threes, plus 116 on Caesars, plus 120 on DraftKings. Now, he's only played one game in the past, several weeks. He's been injured. But in that one game back, last game, he had 22 points in 25 freaking minutes. 8 of 12 shooting from the field, 6 of 10 shooting from deep. I mean, plus money, I'll take a chance on it. 22 and 25 minutes is insane. 60% from deep. I mean, they were just feeding him the ball at the end of the game. So Scooby's rolling with Pat Connaughton over 1.5 threes. That's your little Scooby snack of the day. Again, a little plus chicky, so that's definitely going to boost your parlay if you're feeling it. But he likes him to get over 1.5 threes today. Now, that's what we've got. We had the 2 straight bets. I'll roll through all of this again before we end, but let's move on to the Lotto Lay. But before we get into it, chat, if you guys have any plays, we will cook up a little mystery machine lay, the second ever mystery machine lay, the Stoney'S Circle community lay. We went 3 of 4 last week. We almost did it plus 14-14. Karl Anthony Towns couldn't do it for us. So we need some plays in chat for a little community play, community parlay, the mystery machine parlay. We'll do 4 legs. We'll do 3 legs. 3 legs, maybe. I'm leaning 3 legs. Maybe a nice little plus 500. That pays the bills. That'll get the job done. But drop those in chat. We'll cook this up. We'll cook it up. We'll cook it up. Once again, guys, this is Stoney'S Circle brought to you by Betting News. Again, I really appreciate you guys being here. If you're new, if you're not, we appreciate it. Like, subscribe, follow the channel. Follow us on Twitter at Your Betting News. Give me a follow at Stoned Bets. Go follow my guy Sweatpants Jesus. He writes for them as well. We stream 5 days out of the week, Tuesdays through Saturdays. Yesterday we had Puckett, our NHL show. Today I got my show, Stoney'S Circle. Thursdays and Saturdays we got Afternoon Bet Espresso, 4:30 Central, 5:30 Eastern on Thursdays, and 11:30 Central, 12:30 Eastern on Saturdays. And in between we got the All Sauce team on Fridays with Sweatpant Jesus and Vsauce talking all NBA on Fridays at, I believe, 4 Central, 5 Eastern. So go check us out. Give us a follow. Again, we appreciate you guys being here. But let's talk lotto tickets. I've got one for us. It's nearly plus 2,000, plus 9,770. So let's get into it. I already talked about a few of them tonight. But this is what we got. I've got Jalen Brunson over 6.5 assists. That was plus 182 on FanDuel. Five and a half assists minus 3.5. One more assist plus 182. I'll take that trap. I don't really care. I'll eat the cheese. We're gonna go with it. Just 7 assists for him tonight is all we need. Next up, Matthew Tkachuk to score a goal at plus 165. Again, Panthers backs against the wall. They need their best guys to step up. I like him to rip the puck, so I like him to possibly get one past Ullmark or Swayman. Probably Ullmark, but maybe Swayman's in net. But I like Chuck to score a goal for us this evening. Next up, Grubby saves. Group hour over 31.5 saves, 32 plus saves. Again, this is in reg, unfortunately, plus 154 on FanDuel. So it is Grubby saves in reg, 32 plus. I think the Avs are going to absolutely be ripping puck tonight. I think they do get several by him, but I could see them putting 40 plus shots up. So I like him to get the 32 plus saves as a lotto piece. And lastly, Sabonis triple double at plus 420. I'm taking it for the odds. Come on now. Like I said, before I wiped the crust out of my eyes, Buddy had already Snapchatted me. He had been wide awake for several hours. He Snapchatted me Sabonis triple double plus 400. That's the play tonight. I got it for plus 420 in this leg of this lotto, and that pays plus 9,770. If you want to ride for me, it's right there on the screen for you. So that's what I got, guys. I'm not seeing many plays from you all in chat, which is okay. Don't force anything, obviously. Bet responsibly. But let's roll through everything just one last time for us. In the Bruins-Panthers game, I got bad Brad Marchand, 4 plus SOGs at plus 142 on FanDuel. Wiggins over 3s from Mr. Somebody. I like it. We got one. We got one on the board. That's 1.5. I assume 1.5. What are the odds there? So I got bad Brad Marchand, 4 plus SOGs in reg, plus 142 on FanDuel. I got the Kraken Avalanche first period going over 1.5. First period over from Mr. Stone Bets. I should emphasize that. I'm normally a first period under guy. Got to go with the over. 49ers minus 140, minus 4.5. Okay. We could roll with that. 49ers. Yeah, I'm sure. That's a good look. So first period over in the Seattle-Colorado game, minus 118 on FanDuel. The NHL SOG lay. All of these are in regulation, unfortunately, on FanDuel. Matthew Tkachuk, 4 plus SOGs. Brad Marchand, 3 plus SOGs. JT Comfort, 2 plus SOGs. And Jaden Schwartz, 3 plus SOGs, all in regulation at plus 594 on FanDuel. The old Freddie 5-piece. We got Jalen Brunson over 5.5 assists. Grizzlies money line plus Luke Kennard over 1.5 threes. Duncan Robinson over 2.5 threes. And Domantas Sabonis over 13.5 boards at plus 1964. Got a little risk-free on that. So hopefully it doesn't lose. Freddie, I know you did well in your research. Thank you for cooking that up for me. The little Scooby snack of the day, if you're interested, Pat Connaughton over 1.5 threes. Like I said, 22 points in 25 minutes. Last game back, 6 of 10 from deep, 8 of 12 from the field overall. I'm rolling with that for plus Chicky again. And then the lotto, we got Jalen Brunson over 6.5 assists. Matthew Tkachuk to score a goal. Philip Grubauer, 32 plus saves in regulation. Again on FanDuel, alternate saves in regulation. And then Domantas Sabonis triple double, plus 420 odds. That parlay comes out to plus 9,770. And that pays pretty well. That'll pay the bills if they all hit. So that's all I've got for you guys. Wiggins over 3s. Facts. Absolutely somebody. I know you will. He better be in chat. I'm seeing him tonight, so he better be. Matthew Tkachuk, first goal. Should be a good look, Paul. I could ride. Why not? Why not? I do think it's a Bruins player, actually. I kind of like the Bruins to roll, but hopefully Tkachuk scores for us. Got to pick a Panther. Backs against the wall. They need something. something to go right for them to extend their season. But guys, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you for being here once again. This is Stoney's Circle, brought to you by Betting News. We stream 5 days a week, Tuesday through Saturday. Check us out on Twitch, on Twitter at Your Betting News. I should be more clear. Twitch, Betting News. Twitter, Your Betting News. There we go. Check us out. Give us a follow. Give us a sub. All that good stuff. I really appreciate you guys being here. We'll be back in exactly 24 hours. I love how that works out. Exactly 24 hours. We'll be back here for some afternoon bet espresso, talking all things best bets on tomorrow's Thursday's slate. That's all I got for you guys tonight. Enjoy your night. Enjoy your evening. It's a lovely day outside. I'm gonna go take little Freddie for some walk, get some miles in. W host, W show, W vibes. Paul, you're a W. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. W Stone outro. Trizzy, you know you're getting that fire SBJ video. That's for sure. But all right, guys, enough corp stuff. Again, thank you for being here, allowing me to do this. I really appreciate it. It is always a blast. So enjoy this fire SBJ video. Hopefully it doesn't get flagged for some copyright-ish again. But that's all I got. We'll see you guys back here 24 hours for some afternoon bet espresso. This has been Stoney's Circle. Thank you guys for being here. Gather up the peace pipe, gather around the circle. Enjoy your Wednesday evening. Peace.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We got some work to do now. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you?